Hello, everyone. This is Scott Geider. My very special guest today is author Todd. He has a novel coming out in May. It's called Hell Cometh. And what gets me going on this one, it's about zombies. How you doing, Todd?
I'm fantastic. How about you, Scott?
Good, buddy. Thank you very much for coming on.
No problem. My pleasure.
Well, as you know, I just mentioned it. The reason why you're on here is because of your new novel coming out in May. It's called Hell Cometh. As everyone knows on my Gruesome Hertzogg page of the podcast, I'm a big zombie fan. So if you want to give the listeners an idea about yourself, what you've done before, and then if you want to, we can talk about Hell Cometh.
Okay. All right. I've always worked in the creative fields. I've been a successful artist in my hometown for the last, not my hometown, but the town of current residence for the last several years. And I've been writing for several decades and locking things away in a trunk. It's my trunk of horrors, I call it. And so a creative outlet for me is absolutely necessary. I thrive in creative fields anywhere when I can use my imagination. So, and I've amassed quite a few collectors of my art, my paintings, airbrush work, and things of that nature, and decided as a hobby years ago to write, and in doing so amassed quite a collection of all horror books. And I've recently been invited to bring those to market, so that's what Hell Cometh is. It's my flagship introduction to the world of the scary, horrible, traumatizing things that lurk within my mind.
Well, you know what? That has to be exciting for you. I mean, for the simple fact is the book that the guy chose for you is probably going to be a smash with the horror genre, you know, as far as being with zombies. You know,
so I hope so.
Well, trust me, it's going to be a big, I mean, you'd be surprised how many zombie fans are out there. You know, start with George A. Romero's movies. Obviously, we can't talk too much about it. But it's basically, I mean, what exactly is the story about on the novel?
Well, many years ago, started to become, I'm a huge Romero fan. And my dream job as a youngster was to get into special effects makeup. So I was a huge fan of the Fangoria magazine growing up and things of that nature. So blood, guts, and gore have always been my mainstay, the things that attract me the most. What I wanted to do with the zombie genre as far as a writer's perspective is create a zombie that is serious, that is intimidating, in which most are from the perspective of you don't want to be eaten alive if you're what's new for dinner. But I wanted to make the zombie and create an experience for the reader that would terrify and traumatize every page of the novel. I'm an avid reader. I'm well-read, and I get frustrated sometimes when a book is dry and I have certain expectations of the story that I've decided to spend my time with. And right. I wanted to create stories that would captivate, that would cause people to really take pause with the characters that I've designed and constructed, and then the monsters that are within the pages. Hell Cometh is much more than the typical, and I apologize to any of my cohorts out there by saying typical, because you know it's a difficult thing writing a book, but there seems to be a certain normality that's arising to the average zombie novel now. It's what can be expected. You pick it up, you know, you get a few blood and gut scenes here and there, and a little bit of tension, and you know, you burn through the book. What I wanted to do with Hell Cometh was I wanted to give people a book that contains a story that carries them from beginning to end, but is deeper than just the blood and guts. There's many, many subtle layers of horror and trauma that are occurring within the pages of this book that I'm positive will astound people once they read.
Yeah. Now, what I've come to realize is there's quite. I mean, as far as movie-wise, as far as zombie movies-wise, I've come to realize that you got the zombie comedy movies, and you also got the. I like that. You know, a good zombie movie to me, I think, is if there's a really strong storyline behind it. I mean, I'm a fan of all of them, anyways, but I like the kind that have a story behind it. But now, you were at the Horror Hound, correct, last week?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Now,
fantastic weekend.
Yeah. How'd that go for you?
It was wonderful. I've met a lot of people that I'd been talking with on Facebook for quite some time. Got to meet them face to face, and networked with some people that I'm just amazed have received me in the most positive light. And these fantastic folks are bending over backwards to help me bring this novel to a market with a great amount of expectation from the readers.
Right.
And I'm so appreciative of that. I couldn't be more grateful to the friends that I made at Horror Hound, and I look forward to the future conventions on the horizon.
Nice.
But it blew me away, every aspect of it. It was great.
Now, on your website, by the way, it's www.hellcometh.com if anybody wants to check it out to read more about the novel and about possible release. But it does say there is no date set for May. Is that still the same?
Right. We're waiting on some things to happen as far as reviewers are concerned with the galleys that are out and that are being released over the next weeks. Once those reviews come back, then we get everything settled as far as that's concerned, and then I'll drop the date.
Okay.
And it will stick to that as closely as possible. I do know the gentleman who's in charge of the publication with publishing houses informed me that sometimes those dates can need to be moved for various reasons. So I'm going to be patient.
Okay. Now, you also have future dates in July that you'll be signing autographs for the book. Do you want to mention that?
Yeah.
You want to mention that?
Yeah. Days of the Dead, July 1st through the 3rd in Indianapolis. I'm really looking forward to that convention. There's quite a few people that are going to be in attendance, and I'm just extremely excited to be in their presence. I'll have copies of Hell Cometh available, and working on some T-shirt designs now. I've got some people giving me some quotes and things like that. We'll be doing signings with the book as well as the T-shirts and things of that nature, and I'll also be debuting some information about the next book on the horizon, which I hope to have finished in the next coming months, which is going to be Cheating the Dead. I apologize.
Nice.
But that's if you like a serious zombie, I like the comedy zombies too. Shaun of the Dead, fantastic flick. It's one of my favorites, and they did a wonderful job as far as walking that line between comedy and horror.
Right.
And it was just a really, really fantastic meld of everything that you would expect, and it was wonderful. But if you, I've been giving warnings to people: don't read my books if you're eating, and don't read my books. Don't read my books if you are on your way to bed. Period. So it's my intention to give people way more than what they want, what they're expecting, way more than they anticipate. And one of the things that people will understand, and I hope with the release of Hell Cometh in May, people will have, my readers will have enough of an opportunity to check out the book and give me some feedback at Days of the Dead, is they'll find a number of surprises, a number of plot twists. I don't like to project anything as far as my writing is concerned. I don't want my readers to sit down and expect anything.
Right.
I want each page to be a surprise and a different horror. Every time you turn the page, a different traumatizing event, a different picture in your mind. So I'm very excited about Days of the Dead, and I'm excited. I've got a number of people that have communicated with me worldwide. The website's just getting insane hits around the world. I'm really excited to meet people face to face at that event and learn about what they think with Hell Cometh.
That's excellent. Now, you also have, if I'm not mistaken, you have a Facebook page for your novel as well.
Yes, I do. It's not as popular as my actual friend page. It's the Facebook page is something I regret saying I've neglected over the time trying to get everything to market. But you can find me on Facebook, and I have the big red skull is one of my signature emblems. People will be able to recognize that. So, and for the Days of the Dead, my crew and I will be sporting the big red skull on the front, and then the cover of Hell Cometh on the back of our T-shirts. So
nice. Now, is there anything else that you want to mention? Are you able to mention about the books that you have that's not published yet, or are you supposed to keep that secret?
Well, that's one of the advantages to the publishing company that I'm working with is giving me a wide berth to pretty much do whatever I choose.
Right.
I can say that it takes place in the Appalachian Mountains. It's where I'm from, a fictional town by the name of Wisdom, and I grew up in a town that's remarkably similar to the town in the book, but not in so many ways. It's a small community. People aren't what they seem on the surface, which is with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take anyone for face value. And there are a number of secrets that will be discovered throughout the days that the story of Hell Cometh takes place. Don't get too attached to your characters that are in the book, and do get attached to your characters that are in the book. You'll be surprised what happens with the individuals as the story takes place. But I struggle, if anyone's seen any of my artwork, I struggle as a writer to write as much detail into every aspect of the storyline as possible. So people who want to use their imagination to build upon the story will have that as far as their palette is concerned. And we're working to arrange a streaming soundtrack, which is, from what I'm understanding, it's my idea, and from what I'm understanding, it's an original concept. I wrote this book listening to hardcore metal. That's pretty much my favorite music. So,
okay.
And I'm driven by music. So, with the pages that I wrote, you'll find the songs that went with that storyline. So, when the book is out, you'll be able to go to my website and see, based on the release of consent as far as everything's concerned with the publishing house and the artists who perform the music. But you'll be able to sit down and read, say, page 34 through 56, and listen to these songs that I wrote the book to.
Okay.
And you'll have a complete soundtrack to help get you in the mood for death and butchery.
Well, now I'm very excited to check this book out, obviously. But I do appreciate you coming on. I think this book's going to be a major success.
Well, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Anything with zombies. There's a lot of zombie websites out there. There's a lot of zombie fans out there. And, there's a horror genre, period, is a big fan of anything horror, especially...
Yeah, well, that's all I'm doing is horror. And the next one that's on the heels of Hell Cometh will be Cheating the Dead. And it's going to be... Those people that pick up Hell Cometh and like it are going to love Cheating the Dead. And I hope to get that to market as fast as possible, and I want to give people what they want. But bear in mind that this is my concept of a zombie. So,
right.
And those you have different. If you have anything to do as far as researching the zombie genre, you have your purists that believe that they should be mindless drones just walking around and happening into situations, and if food walks in front of their path, then you're screwed. But
right.
I believe that there's evil that lurks within every aspect of our world, as well as good. And as far as Hell Cometh and cheating the dead are concerned, that evil will be brought to life through the monsters on these pages. So.
Nice. Well, thanks for the info. I mean, I'm sure the listeners will get a good idea exactly who you are and what the book is about. And again, if they're interested in checking more out on Todd Card, go to www.hellcometh.com. I mean, it's all right there. So check it out.
My Facebook link is there, too. My
Yep,
Facebook
yep.
link is on each page is there, too. So if you want to friend me, I can use all the friends I can get, folks. The more friends I have, the more information I can get out about this release. So I can use as much help as possible. So, and I'm excited about it. And thank you for the interview. I've really enjoyed myself. So,
no problem.
Thank you.
No problem. That's my whole goal here is to get some of these novels out there for the public to check out and read. So again, thank you very much for coming on today. I appreciate it. You're a great guest, and I'm kind of anxious now to read this novel in between my movie reviews and stuff. But thanks again for coming on.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
You take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.